Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. We have some gifts. Ew. And I think we also have the Kaleidos socks. Are these the socks? Hola people, welcome back to my channel. You beautiful, loyal, three creatures, you. But for the ones that are new here, and most likely you are, hi, my name is Monica, but you can call me Moni or even Miss Aborted because this miss over here has survived an abortion. But I will tell you about it in another video because today we are here to talk about the new Kaleidos Smoky Nostalgia collection. And in it, guys, we have a lot. We have eyeshadow palettes, we have blushes, we have lip clays. And before we keep on going, I just want to let you know that in this video, first we're gonna test out the products and try them out, and at last I'm gonna give you my final thoughts and opinion on the whole collection. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. Ooh guys, look at it. It is so beautiful. The dresser, as usual, is amazing. This dresser is a dresser where you can get the whole collection in, but of course you can order all of the products that we're going to talk about today separately. You can even get this dresser only for $55, and the whole set, if you get it together with the dresser, you can get it for $189, and that is a good deal, guys, because if you get all of the products separately, you're gonna pay a lot more, so you're gonna get a good deal. And also a really beautiful dresser in which you can keep your jewelry. It's also a really good decoration piece. The whole collection, you can see it has this lacy details on it, and that makes sense when you have in mind that the whole collection is called the Smoky Nostalgia, and it's really suitable with the design. What I like about Kaleidos is that they always try to make interesting and different packaging that at the same time you know that you're talking about that brand, even though the shape of the eyeshadow palettes is different almost every other time, the eyeshadow pans are different, the design is different, but you still know that you are talking about Kaleidos because they have such a creative team. So when you open up the dresser, inside first you have a really quality mirror, and then inside you have the eyeshadow palettes, then in the drawers you have the lip clays, and in the last drawer you have the blushes. Before we go ahead and talk about all the products that are coming with this collection, let's talk about the things that I got as a gift when I got this order. So one thing that I got as a gift was the blush brush from Kaleidos, and when I tested out today, and you will see later, it actually is really good brush. It's soft and fluffy. And I also got the Kaleidos H2 Precision Highlighter brush, and I have applied my highlighter that was also from Kaleidos on this side of my face, and it also did a good job. So I need to keep on testing them, but so far they did a good job. Another thing that I got from Kaleidos as a gift was something that is also pretty useful for me, and that is the eye primer. And I tried it out. It had a little bit of a liquidy consistency. So the eye primer that I'm usually used to has a little bit thicker consistency, and at the same time it's lighter. This one has more of a tan shade. It's actually matching my tan pretty on point, maybe a little bit lighter, and I was afraid when I saw how liquid it was that it won't set, but so far I had this makeup on for a couple of hours and nothing moved. So definitely it makes sense that the eye primer goes with the eyeshadows that are created from the same brand. Now let's talk about the eyeshadow palettes. In this collection we are getting two eyeshadow palettes, and now it makes sense why I have two different color eyes, because I wanted to try out and test out both of them at the same time. I didn't want to do one eyeshadow look one day and then wait for the other day to do the second one. So I decided to go ahead and create a classic smoky eye that goes with this collection, because the collection is called Smoky Nostalgia, and it is meant to be used in this kind of way for you to create a really intense smoky classic eye. And I wanted to test it out and see how intense we can get it and how intense you can bring out both of the eyeshadow palettes. So first things first, I went ahead and I used the Black Jasmine eyeshadow palette. That is this one, and in both of the eyeshadow palettes you're getting 3 mattes and 1 shimmer, and even though you're only getting 1 shimmer, that shimmer is enough, because spoiler alert, both of them are actually amazing. If I only have one of the shimmers in my collection, I think I will do a really good job. In the eyeshadow palettes, you are getting also a leaflet, and on the leaflet it says that this shade is used for you to accentuate the look. This shade, you're using it to diffuse the darker shade with. This shade is the one that is meant to be used as a base, and the last shade, it says that this is the radiant shade, and it makes sense because that is the shimmer. I also follow the same steps as you can see. So first things first, I took this black shade and I put it in the crease of my eye. And as a black shade, actually it's doing a pretty good job. It's not the blackest black that I've ever seen from eyeshadows, but it's pretty decent. Then I took the medium shade, and that is a gray that actually has a blue tone, because when I started blending a black shade with it, it brought up this blue tone of grayness in it. And at last I took the lightest gray that is actually a pastel-y gray, and I blended out the edges with it, and I also put it in the inner portion of my crease. And at last I took that beautiful shimmer that is so amazing, guys. I first took it on my fingers, and at last I took precision brush in order to bring it a little bit higher because I have nails, and that was it, besides putting an eyeliner and falsies for this look. Then for my second eye, I've used the second eyeshadow palette, and that is called the Cold Brew eyeshadow palette. And just like with the previous one, it's coming with a really good quality of a mirror inside, and it also has like a really dark, a medium, and a light matte shade, and one shimmer that is also pretty amazing. The same like the previous look, I took the darkest shade and put it in my crease, and then I blend that out with the medium brown that has like this taupey tone to it. And before I went with the shimmer, I took the lightest shade from this palette, that is this taupey, beautiful light brown, and I've put the shimmer, well, the same method with my fingers, and then I've applied it with a precision brush in order to bring up that shimmer a little bit higher, and not to have like this complete cut crease line, but to actually have some shimmers above the cut crease. And like with the previous look, I use an eyeliner to tie the look, especially because when I'm doing two different color eyes, you want to use the same technique and the same method in order for the look to have like some kind of a symmetry. That was all for the eyeshadow palettes. Both of the eyeshadow palettes are retailing for $22 each, and I think it's pretty affordable. I think like this side is called Francesca and this side is called Virginia, because Virginia likes to keep all of the tones classy and on the same tone, but Francesca likes to experiment with colors and be a little bit edgy. Now let's go ahead and talk about the next product that I have tested out, and those are the blushes. And in this collection we are getting 5 blushes. So first things first, let's talk about the blushes that I've applied on my face. On this side I use one, and on this side I use another one. So unfortunately I don't have 5 cheeks, so today I've only tested out 2 of them, but I swatched all of them on my wrist, and you can see all of them. I've swatched it, and then I blended out a little bit with my finger in order for you to see how dark you can bring them. So definitely I just want to give you an advice to go really easy on them and use a light hand when you apply them, because even the light blushes are pretty strong and pretty pigmented. The blush is the same like with the eyeshadows, and most of the pieces in this collection are also coming in this lacy beautiful packaging. The bad part about it is that on the back side it doesn't have the name on it, so you don't really know which blush you are using. The color of it from the outside on the design, it's a little bit similar to what you're getting inside, but they're too close to one to another. Really, can you tell what color you're gonna get inside of both of them? Not really. So that is the only downside from the packaging. The first blush that I tested out and I tried out today is called the Sunburnt, and this is one of the 2 that I was really excited about because it has this sun-kissed salmon shade. It radiates energy and romance into the air, as it says on the website. So when I've applied this blush, it was really pigmented, so again go really slowly, add little by little. Don't go too heavy with your brush into the blush because it's pretty strong and it's pretty pigmented. All of the blushes inside, they have like also beautiful mirror, just the same quality like with the rest of the collection, and they all retail for $18 each. On the right side of my face, I wanted to test out a different kind of blush that was going with the eyeshadow look. That is the Sanguine shade. That is a pigmented dark blood red blush. Because of my experience with the previous blush, I went really lightly with this blush because it's pretty dark and most likely is intended to be used on a more dark tones. But I think even if you're really light toned, you can still use this blush. Just you need to be really careful and really go lightly with it. And at the same time, I think this blush will be also really good as an eyeshadow as well for the people that have really light skin tone. The next blush that we have here, it is called Ecstasy, and that is a really beautiful corally and pinky blush. It says on the website, it says a fresh pink with a hint of coral, cherish a tipsy euphoric moment. I think this blush is pretty suitable for summer and spring periods, and I'm really excited to be using it because in the past I was never a person that will go towards pink colors as blushes. I'll mostly stay clear of any kind of pink blush and I will just stay with my oranges or brown blushes. Sometimes I will go with those blushes that are in between corally and orange, but never this bright pink. So I'm like really excited about that. And because of that, I'm really excited about the next blush, and that is called the Dream Walk, that is described as a lucid lilac pink. And yes, this shade is really exciting and I cannot wait to play with it. And I think again, it's perfect for the upcoming spring and summery days, just like with the previous one. Last but not least, we have Joyride, which is an interesting choice for a blush because it has this brown, beigey, warm, peachy undertone look to it. And I think if you're really pale, and even I think myself with my tone, you can even use this one as a bronzer because it really gives me a bronzer vibe. So I'm pretty curious about this one to try it out and test it out. So I think next time when I will do my makeup, I will just use this one without even putting a bronzer on my face to see if I can pull it off as a bronzer slash blush moment. From the design and the quality of the packaging to the colors inside and the pressed pans, they are so beautiful. So yeah, I'm really excited about the prospects of trying all of these new colors that I have now from blushes and to experiment with them. I also forgot to mention that I got this bag from Kaleidos that you can use it as a grocery bag or maybe to go to the beach at. I think the quality of the material is so good and so stretchy. This can definitely be a dress or a shirt. Maybe I will try to turn this into a top. And at last but not least, we have the Smokey Nostalgia Lip Clay Volt. That is the newest and 5th volt of lip clays from the famous Cloud Lab formula from Kaleidos. This formula, if you haven't tried it yet, it is amazing. It's something special, something definitely inventive because it's applying as a liquid lipstick, but at the same time it's not that drying and it has like this beautiful velvety finish on your lips. And I own all of them, so that is really good because we can try out and test out if any of the previous colors of lip clays are similar or same with the ones that are coming with this collection. Inside we have 4 different lip clays and I am excited about all of them. The first lip clay that I tried out today from this vault is called Skinship, and that is a beautiful muted neutral beige, perfect for pairing with bold eye look. And if you're interested if any of the eyeshadow palettes are matching with this lip clay, definitely I would say the Cold Brew is the one that is matching with this lip clay specifically. And also this lip clay is the one that had the most similarities with the previous lip clays from Kaleidos, but as you can see, none of them are the same tone. This one still is the lightest neutral lip clay that exists to this day from all of the lip clays that Kaleidos have made so far. The second lip clay that I tested out today was the Cold Smoke, and that is a cool tone taupey brown that again goes with the Cold Brew eyeshadow palette more than the Black Jasmine one. This one had the least shades that you can compare it with. The third shade that I tried today is called Cognac, and that is an exquisitely rich warm toned cocoa brown, and this shade goes with both of the eyeshadow palettes. I've also compared this lip clay with the previous lip clays from Kaleidos, and again we have nothing similar to it that has been made before by Kaleidos. The last shade from the lip clay that I've tried out is the one that I'm wearing on my lips right now, and that is called the Smear Rouge lip clay. It is a black and blue red that can be smeared out to a magenta, and it goes with both of the eyeshadow palettes from this collection. The moment when I was applying this lip clay, I immediately thought of the Rubino shade from the Apple Vault. I think it was a Rubino, or I see it in front of me, it's called DE05. That is another thing that I wanted to talk about. I hate that after the first two volts, they've stopped adding the actual names, because all of these lip clays, they have an actual name and a code. So in the first two volts, we had the name and the code printed out on the bottom of the packaging, but right now we only have the code. That is a little bit annoying because I cannot find the name, so I can only tell you the code or the name that I remember, but my memory sucks. Happy to say that in this volt, there is none of those patchy lip clays that we had in the past. From the previous volts, I had problems with 2 or 3 of them, but in this volt, there isn't any of them. Most of them are easy to apply, even when you are applying them without a lip liner, because I usually like to apply my lip gloss with a lip liner. And that brings me to the next thing that I wanted to suggest to Kaleidos, is for them to create a lip liner that will match these shades. Can you believe it, guys? That was the last item from this collection. That was a lot. I feel dead. I feel tired. I was recording the whole day, and I had some time to wrap up my thoughts and to think about all of the things that I've tried out today. And I would say definitely for the eyeshadow palettes, I would say that both of them are performing really well. You can bring them to this really dark and smoky pigmentation, and you can also go really light, especially with the Cold Brew, I think. But maybe this eyeshadow palette is not for an everyday look. Both of them are a really good addition to your collection if you don't have any of these shades. This one can be used more for an everyday look, but definitely they are performing well. They are blending like a dream. I didn't work hard at all to create these eyeshadow looks, and if you get them, you will definitely be getting a good quality of product. So with that, I would say that these eyeshadow palettes are really worthwhile, especially if you don't have anything like it in your collection. For the blushes, guys, I would say that they are performing really well. For the packaging, obviously the packaging is stunning. The only downside, as I've said, is that they don't have the name on the back, and you cannot really tell which one is which, unless maybe this one, the darkest one, we know it is purple because the color is purple. Oh yeah, this is the lilac-y. No, it's not even the lilac-y one. Yeah, that is the only downside to the packaging, is that you don't have the name. So if you're owning more than one, you will have to open up one, then another until you find the shade that you're looking for. Besides that, the quality of it is really good. You can see the pigmentation is pretty strong, but you can go really light and you can also go really dark on this side. You're getting 5 grams of a product, so for $18, I think is worthwhile. You will use this forever and a day, definitely. And at last, for the lip clay vault, I would say that if you've never tried out this formula, you definitely should. Do you really need to get all 4 of them? I don't think so, unless you've never had any of the shades before. I would say first go with one and try out the formula and see if you like it, because some people love it and some people, they don't have taste. No, but seriously, the only thing that can make this formula budge is eating oily food, because today I ate some oily food and it was like all over the place. But that makes sense, because any kind of lip formula will go away with rubbing oil on your lips. The only thing that I would say that I was expecting from this Volt to have a gray toned lip clay. I really thought it was like, okay, usually Kaleidos is experimenting with interesting and bold color choices, especially for their lip glaze, and I was expecting there will be something grayish in it. But unfortunately, we didn't get a gray toned lip clay. Maybe in the future, I hope so. And with that, that's it guys. That is it for today's video. So if you're interested in this kind of videos when I'm trying out and testing out new makeup, so you won't have to, like and subscribe. It is for free and you will see more of this mess over here. Until next time, toodaloo!